Right here is another episode of Journey Matters. My name is Yetunde and but you know you can call me Mr. Nikon. How are you?
Yeah, fine.
You look fine.
Yeah, I do fine.
Nigeria is doing well.
Yeah, things are getting better. Yes, my things are getting
I'm
better.
not going to say anything to that.
Yeah, things are getting better, and I'm very sure things are getting better for our viewers at home too as well. I would want to welcome you to this great episode. My name is Abduli, and you can always call me Mr. Nigel. And on this note, we want to welcome you to this great, fantastic, educative episode.
So let's move into business of today. We should run into business of today. So
Yeah.
we don't waste so much time. On the last episode we had a question
Yes.
about countries we can go to without business. And we listed that out of what we have, according to UN, we have 194 countries.
Yeah, 194.
Yes, and in Africa, Nigeria is 50, the 50th country
Yeah,
out of 54.
Yeah.
Amazing. So today, I want us to. I still want to learn more. Really, this is just for my own selfish interest, and whoever is on my side. So, now we said Nigeria is the 50th country,
Yes.
and yeah, we can travel to 45 countries.
Yeah.
Now, I want to ask, it's your line of duty.
Okay.
What top 5 countries would you recommend for Nigeria?
Okay.
And I know that Nigeria and Ghana, yeah,
Okay.
sometimes after they're always Nigeria is better, Ghana is better.
Yeah.
Me, I want to help them set to the right as a good Nigerian that I am.
Okay.
So we're going to compare with Ghana.
We're going to cause trouble this afternoon.
I'm not causing trouble, I want to help them set to their right.
Okay, fantastic. Go ahead.
I'm not saying one country is better than the other country, but I just want to settle the
Okay,
matter
I
of
get
ground.
that. I get that.
Yes. So we're going to talk about that. So we're going to be comparing Nigeria with Ghana.
Okay.
And then if there's any way people can maximize opportunities for the countries, those top 5 countries that people can travel to from Nigeria. Since we're Nigerians. Unless but the thing is if Nigeria is better than Ghana,
Yeah.
I'm not staying there permanently.
No worry.
I'll just stay there for a while, become a citizen
Of
of Ghana.
pronounce it. Say it loud.
You don't worry, just leave it there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's a good one. But sincerely speaking, if I'm to answer that question, I look at the whole 45 countries
Yeah.
that we as a Nigerian citizen can travel to. And I try to analyze it and try to look at those countries keenly and see whether we can actually have one or two benefits to learn or to gain from those countries.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say that we can't get some things over there. As we progress in our discussion, we will see whether those countries actually want it or not. Now, we are meant to compare Ghana with to Nigeria, which is a good one because we are both in West Africa.
Yes.
And if we are to start our comparison, when you look at the statistics and we are trying to see the rank of international passport for the two countries,
Yeah.
you deduce that Nigeria is a number 50, while Ghana is a number 18.
You're picking
No.
side already,
And
aren't you?
I'm not picking side, I just follow the information.
Okay.
So from the information that we got,
Yes.
so that before you people will now go to Nigeria, we are number 50.
Yeah.
And Ghana, they ranked number 18, which shows that their international passport has more power than ours. It has power than ours. So, and when we say that it has power, that means they can visit much more countries than Nigeria.
Let us just let's wrap that particular side up. We're not going to say anything about it.
It is our people that requested for this.
No, but I
And we
know,
need to
we're not
exactly
just going to
focus on-
we're not going to dig into it today. Because it looks
Why?
like you're already taking side. And I don't like it.
Definitely forever I'll support Nigeria over Ghana.
Yes.
Because even though I have a lot of Ghanaians as friends, we have a lot of them that subscribe to our channels, and we are both an African country and also a West African country.
Yeah.
But this is my country by birth. So I'm a citizen of Nigeria. Whatever it takes, I will always take Nigeria ahead of Ghana. Well, the truth must be said.
Yeah.
But when we are trying to compare, you look at Ghana, you look at Nigeria, you look at some other African country, at times you feel like, why are we on this particular number? Well, it is what it is. It's nothing, we cannot fight it as a citizen.
Yeah.
It is our government that can fight. This is what we discussed in our previous episode. Now, if we look at the 45 countries, the 45 countries, it is only 28 out of that 45 that you don't even need visa at all. The remaining 16, you can travel, but you will get the visa at the point of entry. Are you getting it? That's a bomb.
I'm coming. I'm coming. We don't need visa. And then now you're telling me 16 countries. Once I get to the entrance,
28 countries, buy your tickets, go.
um,
The remaining 18, sorry, 16, you can buy tickets, they'll carry you at the airport. But once you get to their point of entry, their own airport, you are going to pay for the visa fee. But all the same, we generalize everything, sum everything together. In as much as I don't need to go to the embassy, I don't need to be scrutinized, at least I can get my ticket and move on.
I look so confused because I have to get a question.
Because it is just only 28. The remaining 16, you get your visa and the point of entry.
I was already getting happy. I already Googled some countries already, and I've seen countries I want to visit with my friends.
Let me answer your question. Even the whole 45,
Yeah.
if you start checking all these countries, you'll be like, what is all these things? Because among the 45 countries that we can visit, Nigeria are even better, is even better than some of these countries. Nigeria is even better than some of the countries.
I hope I don't find this reply.
Nigeria is even better. Now, starting with, let me just, because of our time, I won't be mentioning the 45. But let's look at the top 5 out of the country. Now,
top 5 of your own best.
Yes, of my own best that I think is the best. Now, you are going to be saying Mauritius. Now, you are going to be saying Dominican Republic.
Okay.
You are going to be saying St. Kitts and Nevis.
I'm not an history person, but okay.
You are going to be saying Vichy.
Oh, okay.
And maybe
maybe
Barbados.
Not bad.
Now, all the countries that I mentioned, all of them, they are highlands.
Yeah. They have beautiful places on Instagram.
Yeah, like Mauritius. Mauritius is one of the most beautiful tourist countries in Nigeria. If not the first, but at least it will be among the top 3. Maybe Seychelles can be number 1, but at least it's among the top 3. Now, most of these countries, they are highlands. And I want to tell our viewers the fact that Dominican Republic, rather, Barbados, they are in North America.
Yeah.
That does not mean that you can easily get to the United States from that.
I was already planning how I'm going to get there. And
That is why I have to, talk about it, because I've seen a lot of people, getting such kind of information from people. It is not easy. And even if you want to go to those countries, you cannot get a direct flight.
Okay.
That means you are going to be passing through some countries, which you are going to be having what we regarded as stopover or layover. And some countries, they are in their own regulation. In as much as you are going to enter their own country, you require the transit visa. then it becomes a problem.
So, in short, in other words, visa is important.
Yeah, so now let's look at Barbados now. Barbados is actually a Caribbean island
Yeah.
in North America. That is a fantastic island. If you can get job over there, it's a good place. But how do I get myself
Yeah.
there? Now, I want to buy a ticket. I know that I can visit the country without visa. Then I try to buy a ticket. I'm going to having a transit in UK. The ticket I bought, I'll be transiting in UK, I'll be transiting in United States or any of the European countries. Now, most of these countries or some of the countries where we are going to be transiting, they would never allow Nigerians in quote to transit in that country without being given a transit visa. It means that I would have to apply for a transit visa in a country where I'm going to be transiting before I can get to that final destination.
Why is the stress so much?
So you can imagine what you are going to face.
Yes.
So picking the country on internet, on Google, making a research is not enough. How you are going to get to that final destination is the most important thing. Don't just be casual. Don't just pick an information and you say, no, let me buy it again. At the end of it, it will result in waste of money. Because you may get stuck on transit and they may deport you while on transit. So, and how do I get the transit visas to all these countries?
Yeah.
Then it requires a lot of documentation as well. So, what you are running away from.
That's what I'm way back to.
So
So that's why I said, why is there so much stress?
yeah,
So the stress I'm running away for is what I'm coming back to it.
yeah.
But they were not that promised us for 12 countries now.
The only country that you can travel to that you are not going to stress yourself, maybe the African countries that are so close to us.
Like
Ghana, Togo, Niger, Cameroon,
who are in for it.
Gabon, all those nearby countries. And also some other African countries like Mauritius now. You can go directly to Mauritius without visa, without transit, but you get your visa at the point of entry. So now at the point of entry, you just have to pay for the visa fee.
When you don't have money.
You enter the country. So you need to get all this information clearly before you make up your mind. Now, let's look at Mauritius now. Let me just pick that country. Because Mauritius is a nice country. It's a good country. Our country is also good. But we are talking about us as an individual, aiming, desiring to go to Mauritius. What are the things that I need to do? Now, before you can be allowed, now I don't want a misconception. People need to understand this. Most of these countries that are visa free, it is not like you are not going to do anything at all. If you want to enter any of these countries, you must prove that you have a place to reside. No country would allow you to enter their country and just to become an illegal immigrant or to become a nuisance. You must have a place, like an accommodation must be settled. And at the same time, you must have a passenger travel allowance, which we regarded as PTA. Your PTA is your money, but you want to know that truly you are having some certain amount of money. Not like you enter the country and you become a beggar. I have seen some people at the airport. I was privileged to have access to some legal, I won't call it scrutiny, but more like an interview section, whereby they are asking people that want to travel, like, okay, where you want to travel to, how much are you holding? And these people are holding just $10. How would you leave your country and the money that you are holding is just 10 USD? Convert 10 USD to Naira. How are you going to survive in that particular country? So now, there are some things that you need to do. Accommodation is one of the most important documents that you need to have settled before you move on or you embark on that particular trip.
Yeah.
So definitely, I'm going to Mauritius. I would have made a reservation, paid reservation for my hotel,
Okay.
because that is what the immigration will ask you at the point of entry. Where do you want to stay? No immigration will excuse you of, I don't know, that I need to make a reservation. Nobody is going to excuse you of that, because you should have made the findings before you buy the ticket.
Yeah.
So your reservation must be correct. You should have said to that, I want to spend 7 days. Make the reservation. And not only making a reservation, you can pay for the hotel and you don't know the name of the hotel. Those are the challenges that people face at the point of entry. You have a particular accommodation, house, room, whatever that you want to stay, and an immigration officer is asking you, do you have a place to stay? Obviously, you are saying yes. What is the name of the hotel? And you forget. And you are like, somebody do that for me. No, it is not too much for you to understand these little things. Get it clearly so that it won't be like, but they told me that getting to Mauritius is visa free, and at the end of it, they are reporting you back to your country. But I understand what our people want. Most of the people that are traveling from Nigeria, what we want is we want to travel to a country whereby when we get to that country, we can get a job.
Yeah.
So if we are telling people that Mauritius is a nice country, what will come to people's mind is, okay, in that country, can I get a job? Now, for every tourist visa in some of the country globally, I think I've said something like this on one of our episodes. A tourist visa or person traveling with a tourist visa in some of the country, you are not always allowed to work. But we have some countries that they allow you to change your status once you get a job.
Yeah, I think you mentioned Canada.
Yes, like Canada, for example. So now, if you have it in mind to work in Mauritius, my advice, start doing the process now before you embark on the trip. Send your CV to some of these countries. The rest assured that the work is on ground before travel.
That's if you want to go and work.
If you would want to go and work. And if you have somebody over there, be so sure that a company is going to give you a job before you embark on the journey rather. And at the same time, if somebody is assisting you over there, be sure of the name of the company. Have access to the information. Have access to the kind of job. If you can even have a discussion with the team, the company, before you proceed. Otherwise, you will get to that country and you'll be stranded. So invariably, you need to get your work permit, have a conversation, job over in Nigeria before you embark on the job. And now we are trying to look at the comparison between the top 5 countries, the Ghana and Nigeria. I think I've mentioned Nigeria. No. But when we look at Ghana now, we are going to be saying Barbados. We are going to be saying South Africa.
Nice.
We are going to be saying Singapore.
Really?
Yes. We are going to be saying Mauritius as well. We are going to be saying Jamaica. We are going to be saying Dominican Republic and some other countries. In fact, part of the country in South Africa.
This is cheating. You mentioned 6.
I mentioned 6 because I'm happy for them. I'm not a Ghanaian, but at least when you look at the difference, the margin, you would want to talk more. If we are to be talking extensively on all these countries that Nigerians can visit, you are going to get bored at all. And sincerely speaking, you are going to be pissed off. But looking at Ghanaians, look at the countries that I mentioned, there are some other.
Actually,
you can imagine. But as for you and I, Singapore is not among. It's not even on the list.
Excuse me. Don't say you and I.
I'm talking to our viewers.
Okay. Don't.
Myself. Maybe she's a Ghanaian.
I'm a Ghanaian.
You are a Ghanaian. See, I'll call immigration. I'll call immigration officer. You need to give us your resident permit.
How do you want it?
How do we want it?
How do you want it?
How do we want it? Don't worry. So now what we are saying is when we look at the margin, though there are still some better countries too, but comparing our value, the passports to Ghana, sincerely speaking, my own observation, I stand to be corrected, but I give it to them. I give it to them. I give it to them. And I'm saying it again, I give it to them. But all the same, at least you said something on our previous episode like Nigeria is ranked number 50. There are still some other 4 countries behind our country. But all the same, Nigeria will get better. We hope and we are optimistic.
Hopefully. That's when I'll come back. For now, I'm going to Ghana. Wow.
Oh my God.
I'm actually happy that Ghana is where we are right now, and I hope Nigeria will get there very soon.
Yeah, I'm better.
I think that's what we end today's episode.
Yeah, we've actually answered the question.
Yeah, on 2 episodes. We answered your question with 2 episodes. So please do well to write to us. Send your messages. You can drop comments on YouTube. Yeah. Yes. We'll definitely reach out to you. And if it's that you don't want it out there, you can just drop a message on YouTube, like a comment, and then we'll look for a way of reaching out to you. Wow. And let me start making plans of living Mr. Life from Nigeria. And
Go to Ghana. You use Ghana, that's
that's what I used to. Ghana was born. Well, that's how we're going to be ending today's episode. I really had so much fun. I learned a lot. It's just for me to go and call my friends to pack our things and start going to whatever country we're going to. Anyways, my name is Yetunde Ayinde, but you can always call me Kate.
Yeah, thank you, my people. On this note, I want to say a big thank you to all of you. We say thank you to you for subscribing, feeling us. And on this note, we are going to end the show. We are hoping that on our upcoming episode, you are still going to join and subscribe. And do us good by call your friends, share with your friends, and at the same time, share with your enemy as well. Like we always promise you, anytime, any moment, we will always give it to you back to back. And it's going to be a show that has the information. So thank you. See you next time. Bye.